Welcome to an exciting episode of Two Bar Connections of your host, Jesse, and
James. What's going on, everybody?
what is going on indeed? So today we have a very belated episode because we have been gone for a very long time, but we still have some news to go over. This is going to be in particular a Fuck Sony episode. It's actually going to be a bigger Fuck Sony episode because we were talking about all the price increases and stuff that were going on, but that happened so long ago that it was like, well, new cycle happened, so we gotta kind of move on. But it does suck that it's gonna be spending $900 on a PS5 Pro if you want that. It's funny that I was bitching about it being a $750 a while back because I was like, oh, I would have gotten a PS5 Pro if
if I knew that it was gonna.
Sony was like, oh, you think that's bad?
Hell, you ain't seen nothing yet, boyo.
You ain't seen nothing yet. But for today's episode, you will be seeing some studio mismanagement. We will also be talking about how Marathon is not doing too hot and how Fairgames, the other live service game that Sony has been cooking up for God knows how long, is also not doing too well behind the scenes. I also have some interesting tidbit from Shuhei Yoshida, who was the former head of PlayStation Studios. And he was actually the head of PlayStation Indies, and also became he was the head of PlayStation Studios. Well, he had a little over in Australia about how he transitioned from working at head of PlayStation Studios to being head of PlayStation Indies. And fuck Jim Ryan. Just want to say that. We also have Ashes of Creation has been getting wilder with more accusations being flown around, and then to round it all off, we have some big wins over at the Stop Killing Games initiative over in Europe. Before we get into that, how have you been?
Dude, I'm fucking exhausted.
Oh.
You said we were gone for a month, but dude, we've been working. Like, it's been so bad. Like,
that's why we've been gone for a month.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know you had your own stuff, but for me personally, like, my unit is bleeding people. Like, people are leaving for school, people are leaving for day shift. And then people just outright leaving the unit for God knows like what reason. Like, honestly, like for the usual reasons. Oh, it works too hard. And I've heard every which way, and we're just not we're not having enough people to replace like what we're losing. And so there's a lot of overtime to pick up, which is great for me because I'm trying to save money for school. But yeah, I need to stop. Like, I can't pick up anymore. There was 1 week, I think. I don't know if it was recently with the last episode that we recorded, which was, by the way, a month ago. But I worked for like 10 days straight, technically, and I still haven't recovered from it. And on top of that, I've been focusing on applications for school, and it's just been really, really, really bad because there's been a whole bunch of schools. And a lot of them, they don't use the central application service. So I can't just have one place to make an application and then send it out to different schools. I actually have to go to the website for each individual school and every single time put in my transcripts, put in my work history, answer essay questions, send out requests for recommendation letters. And I'm up to here, bro. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I mean,
yeah, because last time we were supposed to record 2 weeks back. I think like you picked up some extra shifts. That was really kind of like what screwed in. After that point, I was like, you know what, fuck it. We'll just wait until the next cycle, or next 2-week cycle, and then we'll.
Yeah, dude. Which it blows, but this is adult life, which sucks. And now and now honestly I'm on a thread because yesterday I had to wake up early because I've been working the last couple of nights. Usually we try to not record on days where we're working, but if I don't do it now, we're also again going to never do it. And
we'll have an episode in May.
No, bro, we'll have an episode in May or an episode in June, and no. So I told Jesse, like, no, we have to do it. But in brighter news, I picked up a couple new games that are really fun. One in particular that is a lot of fun that actually me and Jesse have been playing. Well, first I'll start with Mouse PI. Great game. Honestly, Doom with rubber hose animation, and it's a nice little throwaway Nice little throwaway game to pass the time and stuff. Honestly, not that difficult. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, and it's not bad. It's not that bad. However, Pragmata, the long-awaited dad simulator, is out, and dude, it's great. It's 100% great.
Oh, that's
I
great.
love the
It's
game.
another banger from Capcom.
Another
The
certified
third
banger.
one in a row in 4
Yep.
months, and we still haven't gotten Onimusha yet. Not even a release date. Which is, at first I thought it was kind of weird that we didn't have a release date for Onimusha, but I think they're waiting to see like when they can release it because they have the giant, nuke that is GTA hovering around the November time. So they're probably thinking
Yep.
like, oh man, like we really gotta plan when we're gonna release this. Like, I think they're gonna announce it like at the last minute. They'll be like, oh, it's gonna be September or whatever. Because now, but even then, like September is also stacked as well.
It is. Yeah.
September is
Honestly, I
becoming
haven't
like
seen
that
it.
month because no one wants to be within a 2 month radius or 1 month radius of GTA 6 whenever that comes.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised if they shadow dropped that thing. Just be like, listen, guys, you know what? Just here's the game. Go. Go nuts. And then just go by word of mouth to
I
sell
don't think they'll do
copies.
that. Onimusha's a pretty respected franchise. And that doesn't seem like
Oh,
Capcom's MO.
okay.
Does not seem like
That's
something they
fair.
would do.
Yeah. But for Capcom's MO, Pragmata is fucking dope. The game is
Pragmata.
amazing.
I finished it last night.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
But it's okay.
I got all the collectibles. I mean, I think I'm gonna 100% it because all I have to do is just beat it again on the hardest difficulty. But
Nice.
there is post game content, right? There is extra. There's extra difficulties and there's like an extra mode that you can play, and then of course there's New Game Plus on top of all that.
Nice. Okay, cool. Honestly, that's really exciting. Because I figured there was gonna be a way to. Oh, sorry. I should. I figured there would be you know an achievement to beat on the hardest difficulty because I don't think it only gave two, like casual and standard.
Yeah, you have to unlock the hardest difficulty, just like a Vari 9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
you have to again next difficulty. I don't know how it is. I haven't played it yet because I just I finished the game. I finished the game like at 1 o'clock at night. I'm like, all right, I think I'm I'm good right now. But the game is hella fun. I really loved it. I think it definitely will be like one of my top games of the year, if not
I agree.
my top game of the year. It's got such a cool gameplay combat loop to it where it's like I mean, we talked about it, right? And everyone has seen it up to this point. It's a third person shooter, but you're also like hacking enemies on top of it so you can expose their weak points, so you can actually respectable damage to them. But then the game
Yes.
does a really good job at adding constant layers to itself. Like it's always focused on that third person hacking to it, but there's always like some new wrinkle that they always got to add to it. Like okay, well
Hmm.
now there's like a heat gauge that like you can build up so that you can stun the enemies and then you can do an execution on them. And then there's like extra nodes that you can have on your hacking matrix thing. And then those will have different effects. Like some of them will freeze and some of them will confuse them. And then you have to consider like, okay, well, do I want to use this now? Okay, well, I don't want to use this. So now I have to navigate around the matrix, around the power-ups I don't want to use and use the power-ups I do want to use and think of it that way. And then you have all your different weapons. You have like, your stasis gun that can freeze things in place, your riot gun or exploder, whatever. I forgot what it's called right now, but a grenade
Yeah.
launcher that like knocks things down. Then you have
Yeah.
your guns. You have like an assault rifle you can use or a pistol, and then you have a shockwave gun, which is a shotgun, stuff like that. Then you have to constantly be like cycling through your weapons because like you don't really have a lot of ammo weapons.
No, you really don't. Honestly, the primary weapon that you have, which is either a pistol or assault rifle, it has regenerating ammo for it. But dude, the recharge rate is actually kind of slow on it if you don't upgrade it properly. And then the actual weapons that carry a punch, I think max you get like what, 4 shots?
Starting off, I think it's 6.
Yeah, I
I
believe
think
so.
it's like 6 shots or 5 shots, 5 or 6
Yeah,
shots. Can't
and
remember.
then you get
I know
20.
it's 9 at the end. It's 9 for the pistol. You only get 9 shots, and it's
Yeah,
24 for the assault rifle.
yeah, and then you have the secondaries. Well, I mean, yeah, well, really, and you have a bunch of secondaries. You have what's called assault weapons, which are like the heavy hitters. So it's like your shotgun, your sniper rifle. Then you have your, I believe, defensive. I forget
Mm.
which one it is. it's your defensive weapons, which is like the stasis gun.
No,
And
those are support. The defensive ones are the blue ones. That's like your
yes,
barrier and your
the
drones.
decoy and the
The
decoy.
decoy.
Which, by the way, the drones are dope, and
The
so is the
drones are
decoy.
dope. I
Yes,
underestimated them. Like, wow, this thing staggers the shit out of them. Like, they just can't do anything.
yeah, yeah. I know. It's funny because I asked, he's like, "Oh, dude, the drones are how are they?" And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, "What? Oh, that's a shame because drones are so fucking cool. I bet this would be awesome." And then
No,
literally,
the drones fuck.
like 10 minutes later, I just because me and Jesse were literally playing it on disc separately, and then I just hear, "Hey, dude, actually, these drones fuck. They're pretty good."
They started using them, like, oh wow, they literally can't do anything to me because the drones just shoot them like little, like just harass them like little bees, just constantly just stinging them, and the bots are like,
Yeah,
"Nah, nah,
man.
nah, nah, nah," and you just hack them for
Yeah, but
a lot
it's
of chip damage too.
no, yeah, for sure, a lot of chip damage. But I've been having fun with Pragmata. I'm gonna try and finish it before the weekend's over because I actually have to. I'm going on a little mini vacation. I think I leave Friday, come back Monday. And actually, I'll see if it's Steam Deck certified. Maybe I can play it on the Steam Deck.
I think it
Because
is.
oh hell yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
I want to say it is.
yeah. I want to say it is too.
What said you were gonna? What did you say? What you would do for vacation?
I'm going on a little like mini hunting trip with some coworkers of mine.
Ah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna
you did.
yeah we're going up north and no that's pretty much it. I don't want to say more because it's a surprise.
Surprise. Okay.
Yeah I'll be more. It's a surprise for one of my coworkers. So. But next episode I will delve deep into it and you'll understand why I was being secretive
Okay.
about it.
And I guess they listen to this, so you don't want to spoil it for them.
Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't advertised it to them, but I probably will after this.
Hey guys, this is a really cool podcast.
Hey, it's a really cool
You like
podcast.
podcasts?
Yeah, you like podcasts? Bald guy's kind of whatever, but his Asian looking friend is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So you played Pragmata and you played Mouse PI for Hire.
Yes.
I played a little bit of Mouse PI for Hire, but I only played the first 2 levels.
Mm.
But
Oh,
how far are you in it?
oh, for Mouse PI?
Yeah.
So, I think I'm pretty far. I think let's see. Because the description of the game says that it's like about 20 levels, and I think I've played 10.
You're about halfway
Because
through.
no, actually, maybe a little bit less than that. But I don't know. I know I'm farther than you. Where was the
No, I
last thing
literally
you
just played the
played?
first 2 levels. I just played the beginning level with the on the ship and then the opera. That's it.
In
Oh,
the
apartments.
all right, then yeah, no, I already did that. I got all the way up to the police station, I believe,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's like a noir story, and it's pretty cool. I don't know
I
how.
enjoyed what I played so far. It's just the weapons felt a little like in the beginning, but I see that you get upgrades for them. So like, okay, I'm guessing later on then they'll feel a lot better.
Yes, yeah, they'll feel a lot better, and you'll get to have more ammo. Like for example, the shotgun actually only has like 4 shots before you have to reload, but as you upgrade, like right now I have 8 shots before I have to reload, so it's pretty
Okay.
cool.
I mean, that didn't bother me that it had such low ammo count. What really bothered me is that thing had no range whatsoever. It's just
Yep.
anything beyond kissing range, it does pretty much nothing to them. Like it doesn't even register to the enemies that they got hit by something. And it
No,
seems like even with the pistol, it's kind of the same thing. It's like after a certain point, like it just the bullet just disappears to thin air. And then
mhm.
it didn't feel very good to me. And I think like they're all, at least the pistol I think is projectile based, so it has some travel time to it.
I think
It
so. Yes.
I don't think it's hit scan.
Which
So that also kind of bothered me a little bit too. Cause I'm like, okay, it doesn't feel very good. Like when you're using all projectiles, it's great. Like when the enemy does it, right? Cause that's just, it makes
yeah,
combat
with the
a lot
dodge.
more readable and it makes it more about like dodging stuff than just, maintaining line of sights and what
Yes.
have you. Like it can feel kind of cheap when you're just sitting on the open. The enemy just shoots you and you just get hit. You just feels a lot better. Like when you're actively moving around and dodging projectiles. Also makes it feel a lot more fair. Like when you do get hit by, it's like, oh, okay, well, I just stood there for too long, or I took.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did really like what I did play. It's a very charming game. Damn. Okay. It's a very charming game. Incredibly animated, by the way. Like it was, it looked really, really nice. Definitely has those Cuphead vibes where it's all rubber hose and shit.
Yep. And I like the 3D environments with the 2D sprites laid on there.
Yeah, it's very much like an old school Doom, like old Doom, like 90s Doom, like 3D environments and 2D sprites
Yeah.
running around. Did you ever see that? Before we move on, just real quick, did you see that horrible Mouse PI review on IGN?
I heard about it. I saw the score they gave it, and I'm like, why? Like, I mean, I get it. It's not, it's not a AAA, experience. And yeah, it's essentially, all right. I won't lie to you. Mouse PI, sure, it's not groundbreaking, but dude, it's just a guy's vision. He's like, what if I made a game? Like, because I saw a video of the first playtest for Mouse PI, and it was the 2D sprites with the gun, with like the box environments, and you know what game development looks like, where the environments are literally just like the gray boxes and shit, and see it to come to life with what it is now. And it's obviously some guy's passion project and love for the genre of the Doom type shooters. So yeah,
Yeah,
this isn't supposed to
I
be
think it's made
groundbreaking.
by multiple people. Okay, but yeah, I think it's made by a studio, like a very small studio, handful of people, 5, I think. No, but it was funny watching because this guy was about how, oh, this is not a compelling noir story because Jack is killing so many people and no one seems to acknowledge it here. Like, compared to this noir book from 1945, it was like huge repercussion. Like, what the fuck, bro? It is a video game, sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro, chill.
It's first off, it's a cartoon, right, from the very beginning, and
Yes.
it's a game that does not take itself seriously at all. Like, it is saying cheese and mouse puns every other line.
Yes.
In your very first actual mission, the journalist girl who's like your informant gives you her ID and says like, yeah, the guard isn't the brightest person, so you just even though it's her ID, her name is Miss Fuller, and you just show it to the guard. He's like, oh, why did you say so? I'll go right ahead, Miss Fuller.
Go right ahead, Miss Fuller.
And Jack Pepper, your main character, goes like, oh, you, like he's pretending to be a girl. It's like, okay, clearly this game does not take itself seriously. It doesn't expect you to take it seriously at all.
You're not
So
supposed
I don't
to.
know why we're comparing this like the Maltese Falcon and shit, or I forgot what the comparison was, but stuff like that. I was like, what is this?
Well, clearly they got a guy who was a fan of noir, a super fan.
Yeah, hyper super fan who was mad that it wasn't Chinatown, the video game. Fuck are we doing here? And then there was another complaint about like, oh, like their enemies come out of these rooms which you can't enter, which robs the chance of the world fully lived in. Like, what the fuck are you? What, have you never heard of enemy closets?
Yeah, bro. And also, it's a linear shooter. It's not an open world game. Like, stop. Cease. It makes absolutely no sense what you're complaining about.
It was bad. I'm not one to shit on game journalists or whatever. I think that gets really annoying and old after a while. But my god, that review.
But this is just
this is like, okay, this gets a pass on.
Yes,
this gets the shit on pass. Right? It's like, all right, you want to shit on this? Go crazy. Oh man.
I'll return to Mouse PI and I'll give my review. I definitely won't be giving it a 6 out of 10.
All right, so how about we get into some news?
Absolutely, my friend. Let's do it.
All right, so for our first order of news, that's a little later. We have some corporate mismanaged fuckery over at Gunzilla Games and Halo Studios. So Gunzilla Games, which is a game company that is working on an NFT shooter, a game with optional NFT elements that is called Off the Grid, has apparently not been paying a number of employees. So in their studios across London, Frankfurt, and Kyiv, there has been apparently some employees talking about how they have not been paid in quite a long time. One former head of talent acquisition by the name of Anna Savina, talked about how she hadn't been paid in months and that there is no clear payment timeline with anything. And She described the issue as systemic and accused Gunzilla's CEO Vlad Krulev and CFO Taras Basarab of ignoring direct requests relating to the matter. And she says that, look, I'm not the only one. I know many talented colleagues who are in the same fog. We're not asking for bonuses. We are demanding for what we have earned. Now, in the same article, they did provide an update saying that the personal matter has been resolved, Anna, but other staffers have come out and said that they have fallen victim to the same behavior. One former Gunzilla QA engineer said that I was laid off at the end of August and haven't received my last reimbursement for August from Gunzilla Games by now. And another former Gunzilla employee said that Gunzilla Games has not paid its employees for many months, but still expects them to work. I have personally not been paid since October 2025. Some have had their pay delayed even longer. And just for context, this article was released on April 9th. So this guy hasn't been paid in 6 months. Some people even longer, and they've been working the entire time. This same employee also said that they had been foolishly working for 3 extra months with assurances that delays in payment would be resolved. Upper management promised that these delays were temporary and growing pains tied to being a new company with a new game. And this specifically Gunzilla CEO Vlad Korolev, promised to address the issue in a call of employees back in December 2025. And he insisted the studio was profitable and told staff to keep it under wraps while they continue to work. Apparently, they has been keeping it under wraps for the better part of 4 months with no payments in sight. Also have another article from Insider Gaming giving a little bit more on what's been going on here. So Korolev actually shot back at these accusations, and he had this to say about it. So today there's a new narrative from haters that Gunzilla incorrectly laid off contractors or paid them with delays. Yes, we are optimizing costs like every company in gaming, crypto, and tech is doing right now. We've been doing this for over a year, and yes, to not disrupt company operations, some payments may be scheduled in a way that works the company's cash flow. Not always for everyone individually. That's the reality of the world we live in. He says that he apologizes for any inconvenience that it has caused, but he also says that one of the loudest voices against the company, who he says was a contractor who finished work a week ago, was repaid immediately. But he didn't address any of the other claims among employees. Instead, he doubled down against the studio and their practices, which include there not being a single day where anyone worked in a work-life balance mode. And while our dear haters keep trying to find new reasons why Gunzilla should fail, we will keep responding with achievements.
Yeah, of course. Yes. They're all haters. They're not real. These criticisms are fake. They're haters. They want us to fail.
Yes, and he also said that it was nothing more than FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is being used to farm views. And he said that it was a way to target the biggest Web3 game ever created. So you just hate it because we're NFTs, man. NFTs are the future, bro.
That's why they're profitable. The NFT market is so lucrative that they have the money to pay their employees. But, of course, they have to go through multiple channels and through blockchain and the like.
Now, I don't know what's going on, but it definitely is a little sus.
What's going on? It's it's Tom fuckery.
It's Tom fuckery, yeah.
Yeah, bro, the company got tied up in NFTs. They don't have money to pay these people, so now they're scrambling for cash to actually pay them. And they're like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We're going to pay you guys. Just do us a favor and don't say anything. We will pay you eventually. We just need you to chill. We need you to relax.
Yeah, so, I mean, this guy hasn't paid anybody or some people in months, and then goes on like, oh, well, we have to work with what the cash flow is of the company. That's the reality of the world we live in, right? Well, here's the reality of employment, right? Someone does work, you pay them, and you pay them in a timely fashion.
Literally one of the oldest social contracts in existence.
Yeah, so that contract has been thrown out the window with this guy. But oh wait, there is more, because over at Halo Studios, former Halo Infinite art director Glenn Israel had some big accusations against Halo Studios, formerly known as 343 Industries. In a 2-part post on LinkedIn, he accused Microsoft of covering up unethical and or unlawful actions committed by senior Halo Studio representatives, and this included blacklisting, fraud, and even harassment. And he also says that this harassment took place between January 2024 and between June 2025. So about 18 months.
Yeah, pretty fucking recent.
And he claimed, Israel claims that he filed complaints with Microsoft's human resources. Big mistake there, but in 2025, and the company made no meaningful investigation. Surprise, surprise. And this allegedly led to several senior studio representatives executing a 4-day-long act of harassment, which was, as he said, intended to manufacture cause for Israel's termination in July 2025. And Israel also said that the catastrophic mismanagement of the development of Halo Campaign Evolved, which is the remake for Halo 1's campaign, led to his art team being reassigned from the unannounced game he had been working on in August 2025, and his role was then declared redundant as a result. Yes, the art director was redundant. Very good. Okay. So, in response to game developer, who is the publishers of this article, Israel confirmed that the redundancy was the cause of his October departure from Halo Studios of last year. And he said that he only signed his severance agreement after it was apparently clear that ongoing HR investigations into his company were a sham. And so these allegations also prompted other employees to come out and say that, yeah, there's been some tomfuckery going on over there. One former producer said that they had spoken with some in studio leadership who wanted to fire every single artist. Another employee said that they were bullied out of their job by leadership for telling the truth about what was going on. And one former business executive partner even said, Halo equals harassment and retaliation. I witnessed it, and it happened to me too. And although Israel himself hadn't seen the incidents, he says that, yeah, it probably happened.
100%.
I witnessed similar experiences within the studio's art department. Often these instances were my impetus to begin formally gathering evidence. So, and like I said, Israel is not the first to accuse the Halo Studios of mismanagement, because back in 2023, back when we had that massive 10,000 wide layoff across Microsoft, you had many employees taking to X to blame Halo Infinite's soft commercial performance on studio leaders and Microsoft. Former multiplayer designer Patrick Wren said the layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened, and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. The reason for both of these things is incompetent leadership up top during Halo Infinite's development, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. So yeah, surprise, surprise. Management is fucking
mismanaging.
Mismanaging.
Yeah.
Management is not managing.
I wonder if they got any titty milk from the fridge.
Ah, well. So that was all before their time.
Yeah. Well, you never know, man. You never know. After all, Microsoft did buy Activision Blizzard. Probably liked what they were doing as far as harassment goes. They're like, oh man, we need to absorb them into our company. But who would have known that Halo Studios is mismanaged from every aspect? Mismanage the game and mismanage their employees and their interpersonal work relationships. And of course, yeah, they filed with Microsoft HR. See, mistake. No. HR is not there to protect you, friend. It's there to protect the company.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Yeah, but that's a damn shame. Well, I mean, it is a shame. I'm like disappointed, but I'm not really surprised. Halo's been ran into the ground. Microsoft has been run into the ground. Well, specifically Xbox has been run into the ground. So, do we really expect anything else from these people? I think not. I think not.
And it's funny how we always gotta have an Xbox something here. They've been a friend of the episode for a while. Even when we have a fuck Sony block coming up, we still have to mention Xbox in some capacity.
Absolutely.
Because man, when you can't even get Halo, your golden goose, right? There is some very, very deep-seated problems going on over in Xbox, Microsoft, and Halo Studios.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about it for a while, but Xbox really has no plan. Really, the only thing that they're certain of is selling AI and Microsoft Copilot, which, you know, they're trying their best to shoehorn into the Xbox ecosystem. So,
God help us.
God help us indeed. Especially when the new head of the new head of Xbox is essentially a shill for Microsoft Copilot that worked on the AI division. I forgot. I know we covered her. I forgot her name, but yeah, we looked up her work history, and dude, she's all about the AI. And me and you were like, oh no.
Yeah, Asha Sharma.
Asha Sharma. Yeah, I was like, this is not good. This is not good.
Not good at all.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Nope, not at all. And well, What else we're not a fan of?
Please tell me. Tell me what we're not a fan of.
Well, we're not a fan of Sony and their live service games.
No,
Tell us about
not at
that.
all. Yeah, of course. Funny enough, also, I'm laughing because this is Bungie, who was the original creator of Halo, is now facing its own list of problems. So Marathon apparently had a reported budget of over 200 million, and it's not doing so great. So a new report in an article from IGN says that Marathon's budget is claimed to be over 200 million, while still having player numbers falling significantly since launch. However, they state that there is no, quote, Concord style shutdown. I can't believe that's a term now. In an article, yeah, so IGN reports that Forbes reported that the marathon budget is likely to have exceeded more than $250 million. It is also worth noting that allegedly does not include the ongoing costs of the live service game. So in reality, it's probably way more than that. Even though that it did generate about $55 million across all platforms, PC, PS5, and Xbox. I believe on Steam, the concurrent player count was 88,337. However, it has fallen over the past month, with the latest 24-hour peak hitting 25,000. So that's a fifth. It's a lot. I was trying to do. Oh, it says no. Never mind.
That's about.
No, I was trying.
That's like percentage. A 70% drop.
I was gonna say 70%, but the math was not mathing, and I didn't want to appear.
Yeah, that's about 70% drop.
Yeah, I was doing the math. Joe was like 25, 50.
Carry the one.
Yeah. Bungie is reportedly under pressure to deliver for Sony after recent and very public financial failings, as well, of course, also in terms of plagiarism failings as well.
Yes, can't forget
that. No, we cannot forget that. So, I mean, we've talked about it before, that Bungie is in deep shit, and that they've been facing a number of problems, especially with their, funny enough, mismanagement of Destiny, their mismanagement of the development of Marathon, most notably the plagiarism revolving around it. So this is supposed to be their game that was supposed to, well, save them, and it's looking like that is not the case at all. And in November, Sony said that Bungie had actually failed to meet its sales expectations and user engagement expectations, recording a measly 31.5 billion yen, which is only about $204 million. Wow, poor people. As a result of Destiny 2's underperformance. And it was actually significant enough to drag the profits down for Sony's game and network services, which includes Sony Interactive Entertainment, which I believe that's their PlayStation division. Correct?
Yeah. It's part of it. It's like the whole thing. It's like video games and TV and stuff, because they reorganized and they kind of like included all of that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it is important to note, though, that we haven't had the next set of financial results. I believe the first quarter is over. I don't know if they've released the numbers yet, but I think the start of the second financial quarter is here. Because I know it's
every 3 months. So
yes,
January, February, March, and then we're in April right now. So it would be like,
yeah, but they didn't release any numbers.
It would be like for the first quarter.
If they it would be the first quarter. Yeah, but I don't think they've released anything yet. Like,
yeah, they're probably still crunching numbers.
Okay, those poor guys. And actually, a lot of people have been saying that Marathon is, as an extraction shooter, is actually like more hardcore than they thought. And of course, they've compared it to games like Arc Raiders, which is definitely the more casual, friendly extraction shooter, especially when compared to Marathon or Tarkov.
Which is still doing pretty well, by the way.
Arc Raiders? Oh yeah, absolutely. Arc Raiders is still maintaining its. I think I told you it's retained. This was an old number, like as far as a few months ago, but it's retained % of its player base. So which is almost unheard of for a video game.
Yeah, I looked it up recently. I think it dropped a little bit since, but it's still solid numbers.
Yeah,
it's not bad, and yeah, it's sitting currently at 65,000 players right now.
Damn, bro.
With 24-hour peak of 89,000. And for comparison to Marathon, Marathon's sitting at 9,521 with a 24-hour peak of 19,358. So, yeah, Arc Raiders has pretty much 5 times the player count of Marathon.
Yeah.
And Marathon, just came out. It came out, I think, like last month, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. It came out last month.
Yeah, and its player count has been dropping like a meteor since.
Yeah, it really has like steep, sharp decline. Now, let me see. Yeah, so we've also had other, streamers, add into it because, of course, it's the new game, and a lot of streamers actually, I believe they were sponsored by Marathon to play, specifically Shroud, who, by the way, is also he played a lot of Arc Raiders as well, but he's mostly known for Counter-Strike. Well, everyone knows who Shroud is. He was saying that the game is fun, but it's really not anything special. However, he did say that the map design for Marathon was pretty good. Which we talked about how the art direction for Marathon was pretty good, even though it was most likely even though it was 90% plagiarized, but it was still a nice game to look at. So no one is complaining about the way the game looks or how in this case also the map design.
90% is a bit of exaggeration, but a lot of it was.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say 90% because plagiarism for the most part has to be pretty blatant for it to be noticeable.
Those examples we saw were pretty damn blatant.
Dude, it was it was damning. It was incredible how much it actually was. It's like they did not run it with a comb at all. No one looked at the art and be like, huh.
This looks a little familiar.
Like like the Tobey Maguire meme from Spider-Man. Yeah, but look at some old photos and it appears similar. Yeah.
Oh,
and so we'll have to see what the numbers show for Marathon. However, if we're going by player count, it's already kind of looking like, like the article says, it's not a Concord level failure. However, this game was supposed to be what saves Bungie from being completely consumed by Sony and, erased and just becoming part of the big Sony conglomerate.
Yeah, the invisible hand of Sony is slowly squeezing at this point.
Yeah, so and it seems like it's squeezing even tighter, especially the more they run the numbers. And speaking of running numbers, we also have another game that is supposed to come out, which is yet another live service game. And by God, the worst news we can receive. Fairgames is rumored to be yet another extraction shooter. Why?
That's what we need.
That's exactly what we need, especially hot off the heels of Marathon. So there's oh my God. Honestly, I'm surprised they fucked it up this bad, but we don't know yet. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. So documents sent to Insider Game indicates that the upcoming multiplayer shooter game, Fairgames, will actually lean into the extraction shooter genre with a dedicated game mode. The game, which it was revealed in 2023, has sparked several rumors about what it is, but also a lot of what they call its development troubles. Now, officially, the game has been classified as a competitive heist experience, which we talked about. It's essentially their take on Payday, but I'm assuming it's going to be a lot more fast-paced. But it seems that there will be it seems like they are going to do a game mode where, well, not a game mode, but it's going to lead into the extraction shooter genre, which I don't know how to take for that.
Well, it says at least one of the game's flagship game modes, named Cargo Heist, is basically an extraction shooter with an objective. Think Marathon with a contract for those who played. So we don't know if this will be multiple. Well, actually, no, it says right here that there is our multiple. The game mode's description says red. If the game mode's description reads, break in, find a vault code to gain access to the safe, collect cash, upgrade your skill set, make your play. The vault is breached, be the team to grab the cargo or set up your strategy to intercept it. Extract the cargo must be brought to the extraction site. Use the extraction device to call your ride home. Team fails to extract cargo. Use another That's how that mode works.
Yeah.
There might be other ones. We don't know. But at least for this mode, yeah, it seemed like extraction-ish at the very.
Yeah, it's gonna be extraction-ish. Yeah. Another thing to note too is that Fair Games is apparently going to be free to play, and they're going to be heavily reliant on in-game monetization for skins. Because you know, honestly, you could tell that it seems like it's going to be a skin-heavy game, or with the way you can make your characters colorful, and even right there, you can see that they got like monkey suits and everything.
Okay, there's definitely lots of potential for that.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. And the article itself also reads that another cause for concern is that there'll be another upcoming heist game called Den of Wolves. Excuse me. Sorry, not a PlayStation game, but there was another game called Den of Wolves, which actually has received really good reviews from people, and a lot of people and think that that might be stealing the show for Fair Games. I've never played Den of Wolves.
Not out.
I don't even know.
Not out.
It's not out. What do you mean?
Not out. It's not
Oh,
out.
upcoming heist game. But people have played it early though.
Yeah, it's playtests.
Yeah, playtests. They're reviews.
Yeah, no, that's just internal reviews. It's not that doesn't out.
Yeah.
Then it was that cyberpunk looking Payday game. We saw trailers for it.
We did?
It was like Payday, but like cyberpunk.
It was like
And it looks kind of cool. Being made by
Did we
former
see it?
Payday devs.
Do we? Dude, I do not remember. Did we see this at a state of play?
I don't remember what we saw it at. I think we saw it at Summer Games Fest, maybe. They've
Yeah,
shown it a
maybe.
few times at a few things. I just don't remember what.
Maybe if I saw it.
Yeah,
But
if you saw it, you remember probably.
I'm drawing a huge blank on that.
10 days.
Yeah.
It's a fucking deal.
I'm still haven't recovered, bro. But yeah, so Sony is having its own set of problems, specifically with Bungie and with its upcoming Fair Games. I mean, technically speaking, they haven't had problems yet with Fair Games, but you know, people are not too excited for the game to come out. Especially
there's been all those rumors about how the game has not been very fun. They have kind of struggled to find like what can make the game fun, and with the people that is testing with internally, and the fact that it seems to be leading into extraction again is a little bit worrying because you already have Marathon there. Marathon's not doing too hot. Which, by the way, Marathon, how the hell do you spend $250 million on a fucking extraction shooter? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I really don't know where it's going. Which honestly, it
only has like 3 or 4 maps, I think, and like
yeah,
it's only like 6 characters you can play as. Like, well, what were you guys doing the whole time?
Eating shit, dude. More studio mismanagement. That's really what it is. Like, I know we talked about how the rise of the rise of video game like development is a serious issue. But I think they're just spending money just to spend it, which is then causing a problem of profitability because they will not be able to make that money back.
No, not when you dump $250 million on a game that's very niche in a very niche genre that's going to appeal to a very limited number of people. Arc Raiders is the exception; that's not the rule, because Arc Raiders managed to find a way to make it very casual friendly, so people want to play together.
Yeah, and they put their own spin on it, and also and también they released it for like $30. It is not a full price game.
Yeah, it's
and
yet like $40-$50, I think.
Yeah, and look how much it offers you.
Well, Marathon's also $40 also.
Oh, Marathon's also $40.
Yeah. All their live service games are $40.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? At least you know what? Then I'll give them that. I guess they were expecting more. I guess they were expecting more people.
Well, I mean, Arc Raiders kind of just beat him to the punch. And there's also the fact that, like, you also have, angry Bungie Destiny fans that are like, oh, God, why the fuck do we get Destiny 3? Destiny's so trash. You guys are wasting time on this game, right? You have a score in there as well. Like, because with Arc Raiders, I forgot what this studio is called. There's no expectations of them because they were a newly formed studios.
Yeah, Embark, I believe they're called.
Yeah, that's right, Embark.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they were former Battlefield devs. It's mostly former Battlefield devs, but there was no expectation from them to be like, oh, we're gonna get to make Battlefield 6, right? Like, no one's gonna expect that. But everyone wanted Destiny, Destiny 3 to be a thing, especially Destiny 2 had its last major expansion release like year ago, I think, or a year or two ago, and it gave the
Yes.
series like a really, or at least it gave Destiny 2 itself a sense of finality to it. Because after that, people were like, "All right, I'm done." Right? It was like the end game of Destiny.
Yeah.
Like how a lot of people dropped off after Endgame from Marvel because everyone's like, "Oh, it's over." Like there's nothing else to do from here. Like it kind of had that same feeling for
Yeah.
Destiny.
Hmm. Interesting.
And then of course, people are also just mad at Sony. It's like, why are we wasting our time with these? Why can't we have more single player games?
Yeah.
All this live service
Which
nonsense.
yeah. Well, I think they've relegated Naughty Dog to make all the single player games and Santa Monica.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I
yeah,
I don't know who else is left
those
because
those are the single player studios. Everyone else, you're all working on live service.
you're all in the salt mines of live service.
It truly is incredible.
Better
Oh,
start digging.
you better start digging. There's no way out soon.
All right, so how about we move on, huh? Let's
Yeah, absolutely.
got more. So speaking of Sony live services, uh, Shuhei Yoshida talked about Jim Ryan and about how he, Shuhei Yoshida, had to transition from being the head of Sony Worldwide Studios, now known as PlayStation Studios, to being
Mm.
head of PlayStation Indies. And this definitely draws some ire from a lot of people, including myself, over on Twitter. So in a 2026 edition of Australian Games Festival Alt Games, the 31-year PlayStation veteran recounted his long career and spoke about how he was fired from his then role of being head of Sony Worldwide Studios by CEO Jim Ryan because he didn't listen to him, as he said. So
Oh
in this
God.
talk, he talked about his career and he started, and then he went over like how he transitioned. He said that during his time as the head of Sony Worldwide Studios, now known as PlayStation Studios, he helped Santa Monica make God of War, Naughty Dog make Uncharted and The Last of Us, and Sucker Punch make the beautiful Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was one of the last games I worked on as the president of Worldwide Studios. But in 2019, after 11 years leading the first-party development, I was fired from the role. Jim Ryan wanted to remove me from first-party because I didn't listen to him. He said jovially, prompting laughter, which is kind of weird. He asked to do some ridiculous things, and I said no. That was then when as we all know, Guerrilla Games co-founder Herman Holst replaced Shuhei Yoshida in 2019 as the new head of Worldwide Studios, and Sony themselves were very vague about the transition, and
Nope.
that Yoshida will
Dude.
leave. Yeah, Yoshida will leave his current position as president WWS to become head of a newly formed initiative that will focus on nurturing external independent creators. And so, of course, Jimbo Ryan, during his tenure, as the article states, during that time, he acquired Insomniac Games, House Marquee, Nix's Blue Point Games, Haven Studios,
No.
and Bungie, and made a concerted effort to publish games on PC and develop live service titles, with as many as 12 new live service games set to be released for 2025. Now, Yoshida talked further on in this Australian talk about how that he grew up with Jim from the PS1 days because Jim was there since 94. And he said that, you don't want to have one of your friends as your subordinate. And so Ryan offered Yoshida the role to focus on improving PlayStation's support for indie developers because everybody in the company knew how much I loved. He said that he really enjoyed the role, enjoyed promoting and evangelizing indie games. So that was when Yoshida had left PlayStation back in January 2025. And he now works on his own indie game consulting firm called Yosp Inc. And he describes it as, I was helping indie publishers and developers at Sony for the last 5 years, so I feel like I continue to do the same kind of thing, but now I'm freelance. I'm free to show up in any podcast. Now I can talk about Nintendo, Xbox, Steam, and I get to see how Nintendo and Xbox support indies, so it's very, very cool. And he ended the talk with about how there are elements about what makes an indie game successful and about indie games that he especially, such as Journey and Before Your Eyes, which are two games that made him cry, Dead Cells and Nine Souls, does feel very good in his hands, Inscription and Doki Doki Literature Club, which are good for not being what they seed, Pulse of the Lamb Ball Pit were good for mixing genres, Viewfinder and Word Game were good for making up their own rules, and then Fall Guys and Marvel Snap said it because he could feel other people, and in particular, Marvel Snap. Apparently, he had like a really big addiction to it, and yeah, he had to pretty much weed himself off for 3 years because he had 3 accounts that he would cycle between, and
Oh
over
my god.
and over time, within 3 years, he deleted like one count after the other until eventually he stopped.
Yeah, but that's cool that he was involved with Viewfinder, because I remember you really liked. I remember you played that game.
Oh yeah, Viewfinder was great.
Yeah.
Viewfinder was really really cool. I mean, it just blew me away. Like when I saw what the whole mechanic of the game was, we just take a picture of something, place it
Yeah.
somewhere else, and all of a sudden the entire environment changes to like whatever it is the picture had. It was like Portal in a way, where it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And it takes you from one place to the next, and it shows you like where I'm gonna be. Oh my god! On like how you think about how puzzles work at that point. Because up until then, it
Yeah.
was like, oh, push boxes and pull levers and stuff. But now it's like, no, you have to think with your 3D brain, with your big 3D brain, about where you're gonna put portals. But yeah, I did play Viewfinder. I also played Ball Pit. Ball Pit was super. It's just a demo alone. I'm really scared to buy it. God forbid they ever put it like on mobile or something. And then Nine Souls, I also played the demo. But yeah, so naturally, on Twitter, I mean, I don't have the thread. But naturally, everyone on Twitter was kind of pissed hearing about how he was pretty much fired from his role because he most likely didn't want to do the live service push.
Yeah, most likely indeed. I would say that's a safe bet.
And so they kind of, they didn't want to fire him outright because he's 31 years. So, oh, well, we have this new position that we can put you in. Go play for little boys. While we do our big boy live service push. And wow, look where that led us, right? We just finished talking about Marathon and Fair Games and about how Marathon is not doing too hot.
Yep. And how many said 12 live servers by 2025? It's
12.
2026. 12, okay, sorry. 12 games by 2025. How many are out now?
2.
2. How many did they actually release?
2.
2. Yeah. Well,
sorry, 3.
Technically,
3
yeah.
because of Concord.
How
right,
could you forget?
Yes,
How could
of
you
course.
forget? And so one failed, so there's 2 left standing. Well,
I mean,
one's not out yet.
Out of the
One's
ones released, we have one that failed catastrophically. By the way, one of the biggest failures in gaming history that is still being referred to, and will be referred to in a future story that we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, we now have the new meme on Twitter. People talking the Concord timeline now, because look, we have the Last of Us live service game canceled. Twisted Metal live service game canceled. Spider-Man live service game canceled. Blue Point God of War live service.
I was waiting for that.
Canceled. Okay, four cancellations there. Fair Games isn't doing too hot right now. Every report that's been coming out has been saying like, yeah, it's not doing well at all.
Yeah.
You also had Jade Raymond leaving, literally the founder of the studio leaving, probably because she was like, "This is fucking stupid. I'm not gonna do this anymore." Then you have, it's a Marathon, Fair Games, Destiny's not doing too hot right now. You have all these studio closures that have been happening. Blue Point closed down for no fucking reason. Like that's pretty much been the legacy of Jim Ryan. Why this is the fuck Sony and fuck Jim Ryan because Jim Ryan has done irreparable damage. He pretty much destroyed the PS5 generation, and the only reason why they're succeeding as hard as they are is because somehow Xbox shot the bed even harder.
Yes. So they're winning by default.
Yeah, pretty much. They are just winning because they are just less stupid than Xbox.
No, they shot 9 toes and Xbox shot the whole foot. So
and their dick.
Yeah, and their dick. Yes.
Shot both feet and then their dick. Oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna take so long to actually make any meaningful progress. But if they even decide to, because they gotta release these games or cancel them because so much money has been poured in already. So I don't know what they plan to do, and I don't even know if they have anything else baking after Marathon and Fair Games. Like,
well, we have
the
the Horizon
Oh,
Hunting Grounds, whatever.
he's
Live
not.
services go. Of course, Wolverine's coming out this year.
Yeah, but that's
Star
gonna
Wars is
be
coming out like a week, I think. It comes out next
yeah.
week.
Hmm.
Those two seem pretty cool, but those are player games,
Yeah, those
which is
single
what they
player
should be
games.
doing. And then
Well,
Ghost of Yotei came out, and that was a success. It sold very well, and it got tons of nominations. It didn't win a lot, but it got a achievement in itself. Like clearly,
oh,
like the single player strategy still works.
who knew?
It's just now a matter of just finding ways to make them faster, because you can't have people waiting 5-6 years for one fucking game to come out third generation.
Yes, and then play the game for like what 20 hours, and then put it down.
And then be done with it. Then you're like, all right, well, guess I have to wait 6 years for the next whatever to come out. And then
Yeah,
you still have
it's
of course, all these dormant IP, Jak and Dax, Sly Cooper. I was watching Moist
oh,
Critical play Sly 2 the other day. I was like, oh my god, this game's just as incredible as I remember. Like,
yeah.
why can't we get another one of these?
Yeah, man. And I was actually I don't know how it popped up on my YouTube algorithm, but there's actually people that are making expansion packs and emulators. Well, not emulators, but well, from the ground up remakes of Jak and Daxter while also introducing like their own custom levels, like the original Jak and Daxter. And dude, it looks phenomenal. It looks so good.
Well, I know there's
And
been
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
recompiling efforts going on with
Yeah.
some games. Like I think like Jak and Daxter is one of them. Like they managed to recompile it. I know Banjo Kazooie for sure got
Yeah.
recompiled, and same thing with Perfect Dark as well. Also got a
Mm.
compiled PC port. That's like on the Nintendo front. The PlayStation front, I think Jak and Daxter, and it just
Yeah, but
can't you at least release the old games? Like these people can do it in their fucking garages. Come on, man.
yeah.
You're all about, oh, we gotta release PC games. I mean, now they're probably not gonna do it because you're like backing off. But at least, re-release them on modern hardware like PlayStation 5.
Yeah, of course, because that seems to be all they're good for now. Modern hardware to play old games because they really can't. There's really not much. There's not. There's not really a lot of options of modern gaming as far as like actual good games to play.
Well, as far as
It's
exclusives.
kind of
We
yeah,
got lots of games to play that are good, but things that will, make you buy a PlayStation 5
yeah, for sure.
or what have you.
Oh, goddamn.
Also work.
Mm.
So yeah, there's fuck Jim Ryan, fuck Sony.
Yeah, get your shit together, guys. Because if not, your PlayStation 6 expectations they're gonna shit the bed as well.
I mean, they could still do well just because boxes. Can't imagine Xbox doing well either. To be honest,
Yeah,
they're very premium console hybrid. It's probably going to be very expensive because that's usually what they mean by premium. I don't know who's going to buy it?
yeah. Well, I
But
mean
man,
that could be
man,
this.
who knows how prices are going to be?
Yeah.
$900 for a PS5 Pro.
Yes.
We didn't talk about it, but when I got those news, I'm like, yeah, worse than 750. Wow. I actually almost bought a PS5 Pro because of that when I heard those news. Almost. I was very close to. I was like, maybe I should just trade this in by PS5 and get a PS5 Pro. It's like, I don't know if I want to spend. I don't want to spend $900.
Yeah, but for sure, there's a really good chance you'll be spending almost $1,000 on a PlayStation 6, and that's pretty heavy.
Hey man, you can wait until 2030 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not ready to move on.
Yeah, well, dude, we talked about how there's really no games for this generation, and then the games that are for the PlayStation 6. When are those games coming out? You know, and will they be worth it? Yeah, and will it be worth it? Like, will the games be the console sellers that they wish? I don't know, bro. They gotta be masterpieces of games if we're gonna be buying a PlayStation 6 for whatever, $950. I'm just gonna say $1,000.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if they released a PS6 still cheaper than a PS5 Pro? They just never bring down the price again to the PS5 Pro. It's like, oh, the PS6 like $800 or something.
Honestly, bro, I could totally see them using that as a marketing tool to sell the PlayStation 6. Be like, hey, the next gen cheap is, and it's cheaper by default, and you can play all your PlayStation 5 games on it, and just having it like $10 cheaper. But it's purely artificial.
All right, so we move on to wild, some wild stories.
Yes, because Ashes of Creation is honestly it's a gift that keeps on giving. Ooh, Jesus Christ. I need more coffee. But in any case, so so the dumpster fire that is Ashes of Creation is well, it's been embroiled in a very messy and public legal battle following its removal from Steam in February. The famous back and forth between CEO Steven Sharif and the studio's board has made has been made very public and very well. I think it's kind of funny because I know we covered this story either the last episode or the previous one, but each side has made very wild claims that it's difficult to verify. But however, a YouTube channel by the name of Nefas QS on April 11th made a very detailed report detailing the project's funds and how they were managed. In the YouTube video, which Kotaku has referenced, Nefas QS's newest report claims to, quote, have obtained and processed the entire Intrepid Studios general ledger from 2015 to 2026. My God. And it said it paints a, quote, troubling picture of the company that was on the threshold of financial death at multiple points in history, which lines up with what we had said prior. Because remember, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because it was a lot of names being thrown around, but Steven Sharif, the CEO, was essentially securing funding from a bunch of investors, particularly his, well, friends at the time.
Pretty much, yeah. He's getting it
Yes,
from a friend, and then
quote unquote.
and then the friend of a friend who's just some.
Some poor asshole. Like that guy got screwed out of the thousands of dollars, and now he's like, "Yo, I just want my money back." And
yeah, it was a lot of pyramid schemers.
Yes, yeah, pyramid scheme. Yes, bro, because they all had track records of scamming people. So it's just scammers scamming each other. I remember that. Oh, but the new allegations revolve around how Excel spreadsheet that Nefas published listed payments by the studio, and some of the info purports to show that Sharif and his husband, John Moore, used some of the Ashes creation budget to fund a, quote, lavish lifestyle. The mansion from the previous episode.
Yeah, he was
And
paying.
yeah. In a statement to Kotaku, Sheriff disputed the veracity of the data in the spreadsheet and the reporting, quote, saying that, quote, Nefas QS has been fed false and defamatory information by individuals with an axe to grind in an effort to litigate this dispute in the public domain alongside a lawsuit already pending in federal court. He said, rather than verify those claims, he has chosen to repeat them, acting as a mouthpiece to advance the narrative that drives clicks and views with disregard for basic journalistic standards. It sounds kind of familiar. Oh, no. You're just driving this for views. They're just haters. Honestly, it's the same talking points over and over again for everybody. QS also alleges some of the company's funds were spent on things like a personal chef who claimed to have worked privately for Sharif and his husband Moore, $41,000 in payments made to auction sites for historical curios, and a $421.91 payment to a luxury cigar retailer, and tens of thousands of dollars worth of payments to different TCG and miniature figurine storefronts. oh, wow. Okay, so cigars and Warhammer 40K figurines. Goddamn. Honestly, good for
cards.
And Magic the Gathering cards. Hey, Rohan, here's looking at you, bud. Sorry, my dog wanted to be let out. Yeah. Now, of course, one of the more serious allegations, however, was the general ledger concerning a company called Gore Oil, which Nefas QS states received $81,166, and this company, Go Oil Company, was the deed owner for their San Diego mansion, which was sold to the couple on April 11th, 2020 for $4.9 million. Now, why would you pay $81,000 for a $4.9 million home? Well, or why would you receive 81? Whatever. Who knows? I'm just going to assume it's a scam. Sharif, who has continued to litigate these matters in court, told Kotaku that there are no misappropriation of Kickstarter funds whatsoever, and that any assertions regarding a lavish lifestyle or personal
I mean, it's
misuse of
probably a
company
mortgage payment.
funds.
No, I mean to interrupt. It's probably a mortgage.
Yeah, but wouldn't you? But are they a Are they like a mortgage company? Like, are they the ones? Yeah,
Pay off the deed.
yeah, but they're an oil company. Like, you pay mortgage to an oil company? Um, uh, it must be an ultra wealthy, rich thing.
Probably. But
Who
continue. I'm
knows?
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, but it's a good question. Good question. Oh yeah, so yeah, Sharif, who was continuing to litigate these matters in court, told Kotaku that there is absolutely no misappropriation of Kickstarter funds whatsoever, and any assertions regarding his lavish lifestyle or misuse of company funds is categorically false. Examination of the facts through the judicial process has already revealed that the parties behind these claims orchestrated an unlawful foreclosure to take control of Intrepid's assets from the people who built Ashes of Creation with the intent to exploit those assets for their own benefit, all according to Mr. Sharif. Since the new video went live, someone has been trying to make it go away. Someone already filed a privacy complaint against the video. Just a heads up, but we will be disputing it, as wrote by Nefas in the comments. Someone already reported my Reddit account to the admins because, of course, truth comes to light. They gotta try and bury it. Sharif previously posted a victory lap statement on Ashes of Creation official Discord back in March following his first legal victory against Intrepid's board of directors in the United States District of Southern California. Wow. Absolutely wild. This guy literally, is
All I can say, yo.
yeah, buddy. Well, Nefast QS, you're doing the Lord's work. You literally was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna make an Excel spreadsheet and just see what the actual fuck is going on here. And you know what? Good for him, because there's a lot of unanswered funds. I mean, you got the mansion, you've got a personal chef. I don't get it. Like, it's not misappropriation of funds, but that's something that you would do for your developers. Like, you would hire a cook for them in the the game studio. But no, it seems like every purchase he made was for him and his husband. Absolutely wild.
This could keep being a fun story.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, honestly,
just from the very beginning, it was like, wow, this is wild. I can't wait to see.
yeah, dude, you're like, oh, this is terrible. The suspense is killing me. I hope it'll
Tell
last.
me more.
Yeah. We really do talk about how there's like an epidemic of mismanagement as far as studios are concerned, but this is like a step up. This is just straight up scam
Oh yeah,
scam artist behavior. And yeah, I would like to see where it goes. I would like to see if justice even gets delivered. I don't think justice will be delivered. Yeah, exactly. I made the exact same face.
No, I was
But I would
burping. I
like
was
to
trying to hold my
know.
burp.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Yeah, I was like, yeah, dude, me too.
No, I was holding my burp.
Yeah, but dude, these people got scammed hard. The kicks, and Kickstarter has to really put in some work to build safeguards against this, because a lot of Kickstarter projects are falling through, but like big projects like these games, they get bajillions of dollars
Mm.
for for basically free, and then they end up not having to make the game. I forgot what it was. Was this Subnautica 2? That was a Kickstarter?
I don't remember if it's Kickstarter.
Well, there was a game I know we covered
It
a
was
while
early
back.
access. I know that.
Yeah, it was early access. I can't remember what it was, but a game started off as a Kickstarter, but then I might be misremembering, but it started as a Kickstarter, and the honestly, I'm not even gonna finish it because now I've lost my train of thought. But it was another situation where there was a scam involved, and it was through Kickstarter and the development of a video game. So there must be something that Kickstarter can do, to implement safeguards, maybe offer like a guarantee, kind of like in the same way that eBay, even though it's technically people selling to people, eBay now has like a guarantee on certain products, so that if you do get scammed or the product is not what it seems, then eBay themselves will refund you the money. I don't know if it's at a loss for them, or if they take it out on the person who sold the defunct product or the person that's sold the product that didn't exist. But there should be something like that for Kickstarter, even though I know that probably would be a lot more difficult, since it's really just an exchange of money. There's no products being sold like on
Yeah, you're
eBay.
not actually buying. You're investing. You're investing in the promise of it.
Yeah, and yeah, by definition, there's like a bunch of risk already involved with investing. But it's weird because Kickstarter for me has always been kind of like, yeah, it's investing, but the model it has is been more or less like donation based.
Well, no, they have a goal, and I think they have to like reach the goal,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
then and
know
then
for
and
sure.
then and then if they don't reach the goal, then Kickstarter doesn't channel the funds. That's it. You just get screwed out of it. You have to you have to reach
Mm,
your goal. Not then.
okay, interesting. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
we'll see where this goes because uh, it's been funny to watch so far, and honestly, I hope all the scammers get what they deserve.
yeah. Whatever happens, happens. It's gonna be hilarious either way.
Yeah. Slow moving a car wreck in progress.
Yes. Mm, very very slow. But I'll tell you what's not slow though
What? What's not slow?
is the momentum with Stop Killing Games, as they had
Absolutely.
a apparently a wonderful hearing with European Parliament. So
Woohoo.
I actually did catch a little bit of this on YouTube. 'Cause they were streaming it. European. Fun fact: the European Parliament has their own YouTube account, so they just stream their stuff from there.
Hey, not
So
bad. That's a good idea.
the Stop Killing Games initiative, which has been dedicated to preventing game termination, subsequent accessibility, has made its case for getting new regulation to the European Parliament, and the message seems to have been pretty well received.
Good.
Committee Vice Chair Nils Usakovs. I'm sorry, there's a lot of
Excuse me.
European names here, bro. I'm gonna fuck some up. I just know it. Okay. So yeah, Committee Vice Chair Nils Usakovs said, put it very nicely when he said, "Today we've had the opportunity to understand directly from the organizers, experts, and stakeholders about various challenges that arise. Video games become unplayable after sale due to discontinued services or disabled access. This initiative highlights a real concern for millions, and as far as we understand from the presentations, probably hundreds of millions of European citizens, ensuring that digital purchases remain functional and the consumer rights are respected in the evolving digital landscapes." Uzakovs and other chairs members also pledged they will continue investigating the issue. European Commission Director Giuseppe Abamonte, who is a copyright lawyer, said that he'd look into copyright regulations that aren't adequately being covered in the area, that he will report his findings in July.
Hmm.
So Ross Scott, who is the founder of Stop Killing Games, was actually at Parliament, actually made a presentation on it. And
Yes.
during that initiative, or during that meeting, he talked about how what it means to destroy a game and the means by which this is a business practice, not just some technical limitation, and about how they're all about Stop Killing Games. It's all about trying to stop that business practice from. So
Yeah.
he said that I'd like to clarify what it means to destroy a game. When we say a game has been destroyed, what we mean is a publisher has permanently disabled all copies of it that have been sold, so no one can ever play them again. And he uses, I told you, he uses Concord as an example. And he also talks about how the crew subsequently triggered the Stop Killing Games movement when it was shut down. And he also
Yes.
spoke about High Guard and Anthem, which
Yep.
got closed down this year. And he goes on to say that what this means is customers have no real protections when they buy games like these. They're unable to keep them and they're not informed when they will end. This behavior would be outrageous in other industries. If you bought a book in a store, the publisher cannot come into your home and take back your books at will. If you bought an insurance policy, you would be informed when that policy ends. Not that the seller could end at any time for any reason, but still keep your money. The games being sold this way are operating similar to scams. Publishers know customers expect video games to last, so they sell these in the same way as one that can work forever. A one-time purchase with no expiry date and price them the same. Were publishers to inform us they were planning to disable a game, it would of course reduce sales of that game. Since the longevity of a game affects how much customers are willing to pay.
Yes.
The industry is trying to have it both ways, trying to find ways to say they're selling you a game they're not selling you. This creates confusion for everyone involved, and it's part of the reason why it's taking customers exposure on this practice. He even shared some statistics, some really startling ones, by the way. So out of 400 titles, 93.5% of them were disabled when support ended. This business practice is responsible for more destruction to the game than anything else by an enormous margin, Scott said about the statistics.
Holy crap.
Yeah. This initiative welcomes any solution that will solve the problem of video games being destroyed on this scale. We want this to be as easy and practical as possible. All parties involved are very open to how that is achieved. We are not even asking publishers to change their business or monetization models, only that once they end support, they do so in a responsible way. Our only goal is to prohibit the destructive practice and thus obtain basic protections for consumers and the medium as a whole. So there's also an article by PC Gamer who, okay, I'll say, where are my highlights? That goes into a little bit more detail about what's been happening. So Scott also talked about end of life planning and how it factors into development and development costs. He said that end of life planning, when it's included in the game development's budget, is actually very small. And he added that some estimates for end of life costs by game studios are faulty because they factor in features that are no longer needed in an on-flying game. So tend to inflate the cost, make it seem like, oh, it's more troublesome than it really is, which it is not. So at the end of the hearing, MEP, member of European Parliament, Anna Cavazzini, chair of the committees on the internal market and consumer protection, thanked and congratulated the speakers for the great work that they had done. And she said that she heard a lot of support from pretty much every political group from the initiative. Meanwhile, MEP Ilhan Q, I told you, bro, European, shared similar sentiments, reiterating the broad support from the relevant committees. So the mood purportedly was pretty upbeat in the post-hearing conference that Stop Killing Games ran on Twitch. And Kastner, who is part of the Stop Killing Games, said that it was absolutely incredible, and he thinks that everyone that watched it might have noticed there was no MVP that wasn't responding positively. Even the commission was pretty positive, I say. However, Kastner also said that this hearing was our first step into the legislative process, and the committee is still reviewing Stop Killing Games' submission. But he also said that every single MEP present for the hearing expressed support for the initiative, and that for the purpose of this hearing, it was mission achieved. To which Scott Ross concurred, saying that I feel like if things had gone absolutely perfectly on their end, the results might not have been any different. If there had been a little more prep time, then it might have gone a little more smoothly. But then for the end result, I think it would have been the same. And Kastner also said that, yeah, there's a long road ahead, but the momentum is very real.
Yes.
And it is so real that it's actually being felt here in America, specifically in California, as there is a new bill that is being introduced in the state Congress, California, and it's actually being backed by Stop Killing Games, and Stop Killing Games actually helped draft the legislation.
Good.
So this Californian bill would specifically require studios to either update games with impending server shutterings, do they keep working independently afterwards, or provide full refunds. This bill is specifically called the Protect Our Games Act, and is being put forward by Chris Ward, who is a member of California State Assembly. It was introduced in February of this year. Stop Killing Games apparently had a hand in drafting it, and it requires companies that sell server-connected video games to notify consumers before ending support and to provide clear information about how the game will function once it reaches end of life. what it says on Ward's website. Bill also prohibits companies from selling the game within 2 months of its end of life date and requires them to either replace the game or provide a plan allowing users to continue running it after support ends. And apparently this was and all games that released from January 1st, 2027 onward. Now this bill is still in Congress, so it's getting amended and drafted around and stuff.
And I'm sure being debated as well on the floor.
Yeah,
Or not yet.
Yeah, it's being amended. So like they're making like changes to it. You're just passing around to committees and stuff, and they're like reading it and writing it and stuff. It was the last amendment was apparently on the 6th, and apparently there will be a committee hearing on it for April 16th, which, funny enough, is the same time that the European Parliament public hearing about Stop Killing Games Citizen Initiative petition will also be be reviewing recent submissions. Now, of course, there are exceptions to this law, the California law. Subscription services which offer access to games or the option to buy them solely for the duration of the subscription. Those are exempt. Free games which are advertised or offered to a person for no monetary consideration are also exempted, and any digital game that is advertised to or offered to a person that the seller cannot revoke access to that after transaction, which includes making the digital game available at the time of purchase for permanent offline download to an external storage source to be used without a connection to the internet. That is also being exempt as well. So it seems like, things are going pretty well.
I'd say so, yeah.
And then, of course, we have the NGOs that Stop Killing Games has also started. That they started one in America.
Yep.
Europe and also UK as well. Which I did say that for UK, they're still going. They're still going to keep going in the UK, even though they hit a couple of roadblocks because the issue was debated. Well, not debated. They're like, it's not really a problem. But apparently, some Stop Killing Games members have been called in to help advise on something that the UK Parliament is looking into.
Good. And I saw in the article, Josh Strife, also a prominent YouTuber, was there as well. And actually, I think he was also present in the European Parliament. He didn't speak, but he was there as a show of support for Ross Scott, because he's also a big believer in the cause.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Yeah.
Ross
Super
Scott,
cool dude, by the way.
And that's Katzner. I didn't catch his full name. Katzner's. Yeah, them three. Like they're definitely Ross. Is the head, and then.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Future looks bright.
Future. It's something to be optimistic about for a change.
Absolutely. I'm very, very happy. Very pleased.
It's great. It's just funny that Concord got name dropped.
Well,
now High Guard got name dropped and Anthem got name dropped.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Like, you have to do it for those. You have to do it for those games, because as much as we talk shit, the 10 people that played Concord loved that fucking game. The 2 people that played Anthem loved that game, and they should play it.
They should
play with
absolutely,
especially if you spent money on it. Like,
at the very least,
yeah. I mean, the idea of owning something you paid for some reason is like being thrown away to a wayside for this subscription-based modeling and shit. And it's not good. It's not good at all. You pay for the game, you should be able to enjoy it whenever you want. Especially now with all technology, like, dude, we should be able to play any game like ever made with all the tech that we have. And it's been made possible with educational software. But it would be nice if companies can officially offer some level of support for games that, they no longer want to, maintain or whatever.
We're doing it just fine, man. Private servers have been a thing since ever.
Yeah, bro. Like, ever. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah. It's a shame that, it's taken a long time, but yeah, I think it's really been exacerbated by the whole issue with the games industry and the dumpster fire that it is now, with all the mismanagement and all the greed. Like, people are like, dude, like, you know what? Like, screw you guys. Like, we don't want to play the new games that you've made. We want to play the old ones that you don't support anymore, or the ones that you've like actively tried to like destroy. So,
100%. It's just Definitely, definitely. Yeah. So best of luck to Ross Scott. Best of luck to Stop Killing Games. I hope you guys keep collecting W's, man. Because when you guys collect W's, we all win.
Yes, we all win. We support Stop Killing Games, and once again, I must say a heartfelt thank you to Pirate Software.
I
You
was I
you
was hoping that's name dropping, but yeah, okay.
no, we have to, bro, because he really was the catalyst. We can't deny that.
Yeah,
We can't
definitely.
deny that he was. Now I don't know about the catalyst, but he was a major one. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your service.
All right. How about we end it here, man?
Sounds good, my man. Excuse me. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys giving us a watch. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like down below and comment on any stories you want us to cover or if there's any new games you want us to play. The best way to watch us is on YouTube. However, we do have audio only versions of the podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. We're also on Twitter. No, we will not call it X. And you can find us at our Twitter handle at 2Bar Podcasts. So yeah, give us a follow and tag us in some memes and stuff, and we can have a good time.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Thank you again for watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.